It was early morning in the Kruger Game Reserve in South Africa. The golden sunlight spread across the wide open land. The rangers were watching over a young male lion named Rudo. They had placed a tracking device on his neck so they could always know where he was. Rudo was strong, healthy and full of energy. Unlike most lions who stayed with their pride, Rudo liked to wander and explore new places. That morning, his eyes caught a tall tree near the riverbank. Something about it made him curious, and he slowly walked towards it. Rudo looked up at the thick green leaves of the big tree. He thought climbing it would give him a better view of the land. Using his sharp claws, he dug into the bark and carefully climbed higher and higher. The branches brushed against his golden fur as he moved, but hidden inside the tree was something dangerous, a giant beehive. Rudo accidentally hit it with his body. The hive broke apart, and in a second thousands of angry bees flew out, buzzing loudly. Rudo felt sharp pain as the bees began stinging him again and again. Within seconds, his body was covered with black patches of bees clinging tightly to his fur. Panicked, Rudo roared loudly and leapt down from the tree, but the bees followed him everywhere. He rolled on the ground, trying to shake them off, but it only made the bees sting him even more. The burning pain spread all over his body. Desperate, Rudo ran as fast as he could and jumped into a muddy swamp, hoping the water would protect him. Even inside the swamp, the bees refused to leave. They clung to his thick mane and body, stinging him non-stop. Meanwhile, far away, the rangers saw something strange on their GPS tracker. Rudo had stopped moving for a very long time. This made the rangers worry. They quickly formed a search team and drove to the area. When they reached the swamp, they were shocked. Rudo was lying weakly in the mud, almost fully covered by a moving layer of bees. The rangers knew they had to act fast. This was an emergency. The team leader quickly called for backup. They needed protective suits, gloves, masks, and special equipment to deal with the bees. Their plan was simple but dangerous. One group would use smoke to confuse the bees, while another group would carefully remove them from Rudo's body. Soon, the first team released thick smoke into the air. The bees became disoriented and started flying in all directions. Then the second team moved closer to Rudo. With their gloved hands, they carefully pulled off clusters of bees and placed them into special boxes. After nearly 15 long minutes, the rangers managed to remove the thick blanket of bees from Rudo's back and mane. When the bees were finally gone, everyone saw the damage. Rudo's skin was swollen red and covered with painful stings. The veterinary team acted quickly. They injected him with medicine to ease his pain and reduce swelling. They also gave him antibiotics to prevent infection and applied soothing ointment to his skin. Finally, they set up an IV drip to give Rudo fluids and help him recover faster. Slowly, his breathing calmed down and he stopped roaring in pain. The team knew their efforts were working. After some time, Rudo managed to stand on his 4 legs with the rangers' help. He was weak, but he was alive. To help him regain energy, the rangers placed fresh meat in front of him. At first he was cautious, but the smell of food encouraged him to eat. The team felt relief seeing him chew slowly, regaining strength bite by bite. Once he had eaten, the rangers decided it was time to reunite him with his pride. They gently lifted him onto a special vehicle and drove him back to where the other lions usually rested. When the doors opened, Rudo stepped out, sniffing the familiar air of home. A few lions were resting under the shade of trees. When they saw Rudo, they gave soft, welcoming roars. Rudo slowly walked toward them and rubbed his head against one of his brothers, as if to say, "I'm back." The rangers watched quietly, ready to step in if needed, but everything went smoothly. The pride accepted Rudo without any problem. The conservationists smiled, writing down his condition in their reports. They agreed to monitor him closely until he fully healed. As they drove away, they felt proud and happy. They had saved not just a lion, but a symbol of courage and survival. From that day, Rudo became known as the lion who survived an attack by millions of bees, a reminder of nature's unpredictability and the strength to overcome it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us.